Remember that moment you were proud of you. Hold it. Let it go. Open your eyes. How does that feel? You feel different?
Feel lightheaded.
If you did it, you feel different. Yeah, you may feel a little lightheaded. Which probably means you didn't pull in enough air during the inhale. You guys can have a seat. All right, you don't have to raise your hand or anything, but who feels noticeably different? Like you know you feel noticeably different. Now what happens when you do that is you actually decrease the cortisol production in your body by almost 20%. You increase the free testosterone production in your body by almost 12%. And when you decrease the cortisol or the stress hormone in your body, and when you increase the free testosterone or the relaxed full peace hormone in your body, then that's what you put yourself in. You actually create for yourself a more stable mood mindset, a more stable place. And it helps you regulate, and it helps you break through those tense moments. It helps you push past those painful moments. So think about it this way. Now I'm not going to disagree that screaming into the void or taking a baseball bat to a tree. I used to have a tree. It was my tree. It was like when I'm having a rough day, I'll be back. Like the Terminator. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back. Or hitting your pillow or turning the music up way loud. But this is my question. This is what I want to ask you. Do I want to practice behaviors that's going to calm me down, that's going to help me move forward? Or do I want to practice behaviors that only exaggerate the emotion? Because yelling only exaggerates the emotion. Physically hitting something only, I'm training myself to hit to cope with the emotion. I'm training myself to yell or scream to cope with the emotion. I'm training myself to turn the radio wide open to cope with the emotion. That's what I'm training myself. Do I want to train myself? Are you guys following me?
Yeah.
Look, I'm not disagreeing with anything that y'all threw out. I've done them all. But as I've got a little older, what I want to ask myself is do I want to train myself to cope with these difficult moments with something that's better for everyone else and for me? Look, there's sometimes you just got to raise your voice and you got to be heard, right? I mean, that's just facts. It just is what it is. And there's sometimes if somebody's pushing you around, I'm not going to condone physical violence, but I know what I would tell my kids, you know? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's just some times where, hey, enough's enough, man. You know what I mean? So, what do you guys think? Is that useful? Are those useful tools?
Yeah.
Now, if you forget how to do them, flip one page over in your book. Flip one page over. It's at the top. See that? What's it called? Tips for what? Dealing with tense moments. Tips for dealing with tense moments. It's right here. The first one, when I had you stand up straight and put your hands on your hips, what's that called? You guys see? That's right, number one. Somebody else, number two. When I had you think about a moment when you were proud of yourself, what is that?
Self-talk.
That's self-talk, that's right. Number three, when I had you inhale and hold for 5.
Box breathing.
And then exhale, that's right, box breathing. Do you guys know who we actually teach box breathing to? It's like a course requisite before they can finish like A school. We teach box breathing to Navy SEALs. We teach box breathing to the most elite warriors on the planet. Do you know why? Because when you insert yourself into a combat or high stress situation, the only difference between you and who you're going in to rescue or not rescue The only difference between you and that person is what's between your ears. It's what's between your ears. Your mindset. Does that make sense, guys? Is that useful?
Nope.
Is that helpful? The anger that you feel, the frustrations, uncontrollable rate, you don't have to act on that. It's chemical. It's a feeling, yes, and it's chemical. And doing this stuff actually helps break those chemical things and create more healthy things for you to cope with that moment in that environment. Does anyone have questions? Thoughts, questions? Like, I don't know anything about you guys. Y'all don't know anything about me, so anything's game. What do you got?
Do you box?
No, I don't box. I like to lift weights, but I don't box. Yeah. Yeah. What do you got?
Where were you born?
I'm from Alabama. Yep. What do you got?
Were you in the military?
I fell in love with a girl. It was either the Marines or Alexis, and I chose the harder of the two. I chose marriage. What do you got?
Where were you before?
Before.
Like, where were you in Alabama?
Oh, so I live in like north central Alabama. So if you know where Birmingham is, so there's another little city called Huntsville. Like Huntsville is the Space and Rocket Center. If you guys know what I'm talking about. So I live like 20 minutes from Huntsville.
Sweet home.
Oh.
Come on.
I'm
What do you
actually
got?
surprised that Mason brought this up, a punching bag. What about that?
Do what?
A punching bag?
Yeah, what about it?
Like, instead of, I mean, like, if, like, you
Here's the
said, like,
thing.
punching things.
I'm
is
not
bad,
disagreeing with
but-
you. I'm not disagreeing at all that a punching bag is a useful tool for coping with stress. What I'm suggesting is, okay, that's a really good statement to make. What I'm suggesting is, if I train myself to handle the emotion with physical force like that, then what if in a moment one of my kids, so I've got a 17-year-old son and a 14-year-old son, right?
So then the physical will.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So do I want to, because we're creatures of habit, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're creatures of habit. We have this whole circadian cycle, and the sun comes up and it sets, and we wake up, do our day, brush our teeth, hopefully go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? We do that whole thing. So because I'm a creature of habit, then I want to habit stack. I want to have success habits, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Yeah, so that's why, for me, you know what? Look, I'm not going to let traffic bother me. I just got this truck. The truck has adaptive cruise control in it. I just hit the adaptive cruise, and if somebody cuts me off, the truck's got it. It's going to slow down. It's going to keep the number of car lengths between me and it, right? I mean, because really, if somebody's driving crazy anyway, I need to kind of remove myself from that environment. Does that make sense? So it's because some people actually think driving fast and reckless is a coping mechanism. It's not. Anything else? That's a really good point. I really appreciate you bringing that up. What you got, brother?
Didn't you say that you trained Marines?
No, I didn't, but we do. We do. So we train Marines to do box breathing. Yeah. Which time?
10 over.
Oh, we're 10 over.
It's alright. You're good.
Okay.
All right, sweet.
Hey, here you go.
Guys, thank you for hanging out. Would love to. You guys have heard us a lot today. If any of you guys are on social media, like Instagram or even Facebook or something like that, all of our stuff is at Life That Counts. Oh man, I'm gonna run out of room. There you go. It's all lowercase. I'm just used to putting the uppercase. So if you guys, we'd love to hear your stories, or if you have questions or feedback or anything else, you can connect with us. Is that cool?
That's where I'm born.
Where are you going?
Russia.
Really? Do your parents in the service?
Well, I was adopted.
Okay, copy that. All right. How long you been in the States?
Since I was.
Okay, yeah, your English is better than mine. All right, guys, y'all have an amazing day. Cool. Oh, yeah. I need to just do one of these and one of these and do bracelets.